I planned to take many shots of nature in different ways. I planned so much over the years. But when I got to the locations, something happened. I realized that if we were able to get the equipment there, because some of these locations are very hard to get to, the landscape itself said a great deal. And so placing the actors within that landscape, placing the different figures, so to speak, it revealed itself to me while I was preparing the picture. And very often on set, too, very often on the location where we were shooting. Getting some experience from shooting a couple of TV pilots to move fast, I began to strip away things there, too, not needing a certain angle, not needing an extra angle here, concentrating on what the landscape, what the hillside looked like, or the mountainside, the mist that came and went mysteriously, the color of the grass, the shapes of the rocks, the ocean, the waves, the caves, all of this, the mud, the extraordinary amount of mud, that we even shot in a typhoon, we shot in the heat. I mean, it was a very, very arduous shoot. A lot of mountain climbing, and some very unpredictable weather, let alone some earthquakes. But aside from that, there was a studio that we worked in Taipei. But, once again, the style the picture has, half the picture there's incarceration is in a prison cell. A cell, granted, it has bars you could see through. You could see right, wooden bars. And that helped me define in my mind visually what was important, to see it from Rodriguez's point of view. The issue in this particular story, and that should apply to everything we know of today too, and that is the cultural differences, right? How do they deal with the cultural differences of Japan as opposed to Western Europe in the 17th century? They have to understand the culture that they're bringing this gospel, this good news to. They have to understand what the values of the culture are. They have to understand the way people think. The only way to do that is to be with them, know the language, spend time, and then see. And I think the only way it really could work is if their actions are something which the people would want to emulate, how they behave. I think that's the key. And it doesn't have to do with stepping on a fumier, or it's how they relate to the people around them and the love and the compassion they bring. That's the key. The world has changed so much that I think the more serious films, there are many being made, but I don't know if they're being as supported as they used to be. When I come from a time where they were supported strongly, not all of them, but they were. And look, the world has changed. Technology has changed. The way people view films have changed, where they view them. What is a film anyway at this point? Is it a 2-hour picture? Is it 6 hours? Is it 20 minutes? It's wide open, which is good, and it's also dangerous, but it's also a new opportunity. So what happens is that the serious films get made, I believe, but they're not supported in terms of budget. And I don't think the filmmakers are nurtured enough, I think. Nurtured enough. And so I'm concerned that many of these filmmakers, you should be able, years ago in the 70s, Bob Altman would make a film a year, maybe 2 films a year, lower budgets, but he still was able to get them out. And here now I find that some of the younger filmmakers who are distinctly personal filmmakers have trouble getting the money to put pictures together. I mean, not all of them do, but a lot of them do. And but the Academy, for example, give the Academy Award to 12 Years a Slave or Spotlight. These are independent pictures. These are serious pictures, So there is that element. I just feel that I came from a time when they were all serious.